Hello everyone, and welcome back to GTA Online with Longclaw and Valyrian Steel, where we always deliver. In this video, I'm going to be taking you through the week's discounts and giving you my humble opinion on what you should and shouldn't be spending your money on within the game this week. It's a very big week. Rockstar have gone all out to celebrate Independence Day. So let's get into the video and take a look. So the first thing to talk about is the luxury super yachts. These are on offer this week, 50% off. So what's the deal? Why would you need one of these and why would you bother buying it? I own one. I bought it recently when it was discounted. These are a luxury item. It's a bit of a status symbol. People see that you have a yacht in the game. They know you've got some money. It's all about rewarding yourself for the hard work that you put into the game. I put hundreds of hours into this GTA account and I like to reward myself for the hard work, and this was a good purchase for me. There's nothing nicer than waking up and spawning into your own private yacht, getting in your own private helicopter and flying off into the city to get on with your day's business. I understand it is expensive, but at 50% off it's going to set you back around $500,000. And the trimmings that come with it, the extra features, the lights and everything, it's all discounted as well. So now is a good time to have a look at this if you're interested in, if it's been on your mind that you fancy a yacht. You can't do anything with it except sit on it. You can have a bar there and you can invite people. You have your jacuzzi and it's a hot tub. It's a nice way to reward yourself, as I say, for the hard work that you put into the game, and that is what it's all about. So have a look at the app, the Doctees app, and go straight into the Galaxy Super Yachts at the top, and then look at the Aquarius yacht, which is the most expensive one. That comes with its own helicopter, a couple of jet skis and its own boat, and you can see, and if this is your thing and you fancy a bit of that, then now is the time to have a look at it. I would say that I am not disappointed with my purchase at all. So the next thing we need to talk about are the businesses. Now there's some very deep discounts in the game this week on the businesses. In particular, the bunker is 70% off, and the most expensive thing you will ever buy in this game is the businesses. It's not the jets or the yachts or anything like that, it's the businesses, and they're the things that pay back the most. So if you don't own some of these businesses, the bunker, the facility, or the arcade, or even the hangar, now's the time to think about spending your money on them. Have a look at the foreclosure app and have a look for your bunker. And I've done a video on the bunker guide, and I mentioned that the best locations are going to be either the Chumash bunker, which is on the coast, which is where mine is, or the farmhouse bunker. But have a look at the bunkers, find one that suits you. Don't go any further than the Alamo Sea, which is in the middle, because you're going to make life hard for yourself. But it is a fantastic little business to have if you're a grinder. Definitely worth a look. Next up, again at 70% off, is the hangar. Now this is a business which everybody struggles with. It's probably the most challenging of all of the businesses in the game, because it's quite hard work and the payout is just toilet. Apparently this was a much better business back in the day, but Rockstar nerfed it and have made it this way for a reason. I think they wanted to give players who are a bit more experienced a bit of a challenge. Now, if you want somewhere to store your personal aircraft, there's a reason alone to go and buy a hangar. If you're going to buy a hangar, choose the ones in the Fort Zancudo base, because it gives you access to the base without any wanted level at all. Meaning you can fly over it, fly into it, you can mess around with the jets, etc. And it is a cool place if you do like picking up airplanes or aircrafts to store them here, rather than having having them come in as a Pegasus vehicle. You can modify them and make them your own color, and you have a business which you can source supplies and then sell them. And I do this business, and I don't do it as much as the others, admittedly, but I do it because I enjoy going out and doing something different, being in the air instead of being on the ground. And the luxury jets and luxury helicopters are all on sale this week, and the Luxor, which is this one, is on sale, and the Luxor Deluxe. And why do you need a private jet? Why not? If you've got a bit of money and you don't mind spending it on something, why not have a private jet and fly around instead of using the road sometimes? I don't use it a huge amount, but it is something that I bought. Again, it was on offer. I only buy these things if there's a discount that's deep enough that gives me the encouragement to go and do it. So have a look at it, and definitely get into the hangar business, because you're missing out on so much if you don't. And if you fancy a luxury aircraft like the helicopter or the jet, then have a look at that as well. And it's the Elitist travel app where you will find all the information on these luxury aircrafts, and you'll be able to see that the luxury helicopter and the luxury jet are now 50% off. And how do they fly? They fly all right. I mean, you can tell you're buying an expensive aircraft. It moves nicely, turns kind of slow, the jet, but definitely worth a look. And now we're looking at the facility. So this is a very meaty update introduced by Rockstar that gives you your underground facility. It's completely different to the bunker. This is all about running the Doomsday Heist scenario, Act 1, 2 and 3. And this is a completely extravagant and over the top heist scenario that sees you going into Mount Chiliad and taking apart a criminal network and taking on a whole host of super soldiers and armed militia. It's a really exciting part of the game, and it's a great way to play cooperatively with other people. And now is the chance, whilst it's 70% off, if you haven't thought about getting hold of a facility, to enter into that part of the game. So again, go to the Foreclosures app and you'll see that there are a number of facilities. These are all pretty much out in the secluded part of the map. I would suggest you go with the ones that are close to the Fort Zancudo base, or as close to the city as you can. But you can see that it's now a very wise purchase, because you can save yourself a whole host of money. These are very expensive properties. It's not a money making thing, but the heist itself pays out a huge amount of money, much more than the other heists. And purchasing a facility opens up a couple of paywalls for you for some vehicles which you can otherwise not buy in the game. One of those is the Avenger, and this is like an MOC, a Mobile Operations Center in the air, very similar to the Mobile Operations Center that comes with the bunker, but it was introduced as part of the Doomsday heist updates. And this is basically you can modify your vehicles, and you can have a weapon workshop, and you can really take on anything in the lobby from an aerial point of view. Very expensive aircraft, and you can see it on the map when anyone has one, and it's a very heavy discount, and definitely worth a look. Additionally, the much spoken about Oppressor Mark II is on offer as well, and again 50%. That's a very deep discount. It does come on sale every now and then. What can we say about this vehicle? I mean, I have one and I love it, and I use it especially when I'm grinding to get from one place to another. It's a fantastic vehicle for getting up in the air really quickly. The missiles are amazing if you use it correctly, and I know a lot of grinders rely on this, especially when they're working in the MC business, because you can spawn it straight in really quickly. So definitely, if you've had your eye on this and you don't own one, have a look at it now. A word of caution though, if you don't own a terabyte, and to own a terabyte you must have a nightclub, then you won't be able to store your Mark II, and you won't be able to modify the weapons and put the homing missiles on it. It will come with the machine gun. So that's something to think about. If you haven't got a lot of money and it's going to be a stretch, maybe wait until you can afford to do all of that at once. Next up, have a look at one of my favourite cars in the game, which is the Principal Devastator 8. This is an awesome vehicle, and it's definitely a car lover's car, and it definitely is worth a look at 50% off. And I love to have the supercars, not for particularly for racing, but for bombing around the city from business to business. I do a lot of grinding in my cars, and I own a lot of them, and I will do a garage tour to show some of my cars to you. But it is definitely worth a look if you're into car collecting, and there are a couple of good cars. Another one is the Gauntlet Hellfire. This is a new car that came as part of the Casino Heist update, and if you like muscle cars, and I've mentioned before in one of my videos that I really do, this is a fantastic car. I think it's my favorite muscle car, maybe one of my favorite cars in the whole game. I think a lot of people think that it's really worth getting hold of whilst it's on sale, because if you don't own this car, then you're missing out on something. It really goes well, and you can hear the purr on it. It really is a deep engine sound, and it feels like you're driving something very different. And of course, it just has that amazing body shape, and a lot of people think that this is the best looking car in the game. So now's the time to pick up the Gauntlet Hellfire whilst it's on offer. And we cannot really go any further without talking about the arcade business. This again is 50% off this week. This was the newest business introduced into the game, and allows you to run a very retro style arcade as a business front. And you have a passive element to this business. You're the manager, you're given the keys as a manager, and you have an office, and within the office you have a safe, and every day, just like your nightclub safe, you can come back and pick up 50,000. So every 45 in-game minutes you can pick up 50,000 from your safe. But as I said, this is a business front, which allows you to access the Casino Heist update. This is a basement level underneath your arcade set up for you by Leicester, which allows you to run your Casino Heist. And it is just like your penthouse apartment. It's a way to access the heist elements in the game and the Casino Heist. These are very cool heists that you can run very easily and take home a lot of money, and I know a lot of people are having fun with these. But if you don't own the arcade yet and you haven't yet purchased it, now's the time to do it while you can save all that money. You can upgrade your arcade and have a master command center, an MCC, which runs all of your businesses from one place. And if you've watched some of my videos, you will see that I launch a lot of my grinding missions from here, and that has made a huge difference for grinding in the game, and that's a real reward that Rockstar gave its players who've been playing for a long time. And here are the heist setup. So you can run your heist here and practice robbing the casino in 3 different ways, and you can even practice cracking the vault and trying to crack the keypads. And you have some premium parking space for 10 of your vehicles underneath the arcade as well. You can access the computer from your office, and here you can manage your game machines and also upgrade to add the MCC or a drone station if that's your thing. And the thruster is also on sale this week at 50%. This is a jetpack featured in the Doomsday Heist scenario, and you can have a lot of fun flying around. It's a bit like the Mark II, except it doesn't have quite the same reputation. It's very cool. Word of caution though, you need the facility to be able to weaponize it and store it, to amend the weapons that come with it and actually put the homing missiles on it. There is a lot of military planes on sale this week as well, and you can pick up a bargain if you're interested in filling up your hangar, or if you're just buying a hangar and want some planes to put in it. I would stick with the Molotov, which is a brilliant fighter plane, and also have a look at the Tula, which is a seaplane. It has amazing boost on it, so you can take off directly from the sea, and some great guns, and it's really good fun. And the APC is also available 50% off, which is very handy if you're into ground military vehicles and like collecting your armored vehicles and tanks. This is a great opportunity to save a lot of money on some very expensive war stock. purchases. And there's a reissue of the Independence Day themed Liberator, which is a really cool monster truck that I don't own, so I picked this up this week. It's just 371,000. The monster trucks are a lot of fun to drive around in the game and crush other cars, and I've got a couple of them, this one and the Marshall. But it is worth bearing in mind that they're Pegasus vehicles, so you can't store these anywhere. You can only call them in via the Pegasus phone on your app. So here is the thruster that I mentioned earlier. A really fun vehicle for flying around if you're interested in a different way to travel. It's something that is an alternative to the Oppressor Mark II. It doesn't have quite the same reputation. I use mine quite a lot when I'm grinding and I want to travel back quickly from one destination to another, and it's really good fun. However, you do need to have the facility to be able to store this, and you can only buy it if you have a facility, so that is a paywall that you have to get through if you're going to get this. So if you do have one and you haven't purchased a thruster yet, definitely worth having a look at that, since it's such a good time for discounts. And I think that's what this week is all about from Rockstar. It's simply about reducing the price on some very high ticket items, giving everyone the chance to pick up a bargain as a way to celebrate Independence Day with Rockstar. And for those players who are really looking to level up and take their ranking and boost their in-game earnings, a week like this where you've got the discounts on all the businesses and some really expensive vehicles which will make the game easier, now's the time to act. Looking at the casino Podium vehicle, you can see it is the Sovereign. This is a kind of an odd bike to drive, but it does have the special Independence Day livery, and this was released previously in a previous update, and they're giving you the chance to win it for free. So definitely worth coming and having a go at that. And I think if you're into collecting bikes and you do have a clubhouse without any motorcycles in it, now's the chance to start putting something in it. And I picked up a few bikes from the Podium and added them to my collection, so have a look at. And over at the Legendary Motorsports app, you have the ETR1, which is a vehicle from the Cunning Stunts update, and it's a really cool vehicle if you're into doing stunt races, but also if you just want to get from A to B in something a bit cooler, you can choose one of these really cool bespoke liveries. And finally, we have some epic rewards for winning business battles this week, so get out there and see if you can bring some extra stock back to your nightclub and win yourself some unlockable clothing, all dressed up in the stars and stripes of the American flag. And that is all I have for you folks. I wish you all a very happy 4th of July weekend, and I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. And don't forget to show some love to this amazing community. See you next time.